or carry your kid. I have this big thing. Hear me.
Now you know, Paulina. Now you know.
Damn it.
I have this big thing. I'm just being honest, guys.
But he'll make you a quesadilla.
I have this big thing. I will not carry a kid. I don't care if they're my nephew or my niece till they're at least 2 years old. The reason being is because when I was 9 years old or 8 years old, my tia used to live in our attic, and one time she was downstairs having some tea with my mom.
Okay.
But not literal tea, but like having tea. And I remember she sending us upstairs or sending me upstairs to go get her baby. And she was in like a little bouncy thing.
What did you
I didn't know that the bouncy thing was gonna like come off. Dude, the fucking bouncy thing handle came off and the baby fell and broke her arm.
Oh, that's not funny.
Her arm!
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
I was more traumatized than anything, so that's why I was 8 years old.
That was the last time you ever held a baby.
Yeah.
Never too shy.
We're back.
Thank you.
We're always back.
We never stop not
Every
being here.
week
I've
we're
always wanted
back.
to say the intro.
Then go ahead. Please do it.
But like,
by all means.
I feel like,
Rewind this.
but I feel like I always bomb it. Remember, like when we try to say that. Can
do
we
it.
say?
No,
Can we try
to
to
get creative, and
Like,
that's
in
not a
sync
good
on
idea.
Guys,
three? Oh,
welcome
God,
to-
no.
And then never too shy.
No. Just
Yeah,
No.
come on, let's try.
Y'all
it.
are here.
Come on, let's do it.
Welcome to Never Too Shy.
Oh, I hate it every second.
Oh,
of
that
it.
was
Cheesy,
so
cringy. I don't give a
cringy.
fuck.
We are really cringy.
It was cute though.
Well, I'm
Thank you.
Paulina.
I'm Tati.
And I'm Nestor.
Yes, producer
AKA the
Marco's
Bravo.
here.
Hello.
The Brow Bro, that's right. You were in the building. You were looking cute. You guys all look so cute today.
I have my baby
Marco's
fat.
in his church clothes. You have a beanie on.
Baby fat.
You look like you're in the Bronx.
Baby
New
fat
York.
cat hat.
My girl.
Yes.
Beanie, sorry.
Oh, that's baby fat?
And
Yes, baby fat.
It's
It's
a cat.
vintage.
It's like a cat beanie.
That
Yeah,
is
it
so cool, actually.
Yeah, I'm on
can
brand.
see that.
Like, I have to be
And you're
on
wearing
brand.
Fat Farm?
Oh, no, this is Pele Pele.
I don't know what that is.
The soccer player?
No. This is
Pele Pele?
This
¿Qué?
is also a Y2K brand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought you were gonna say it's from
Actually, I think it was,
Mexico.
like,
Pele
in the
Pele.
90s, now that I think about it.
You're
But yeah.
fashion.
Pele Pele.
You're a walking fashion today.
You
I'm on
are.
brand.
You
know,
are on brand.
We do own a vintage store, so we have
Obviously. How dare I?
To, like, so we have to.
Are the Crocs vintage too? Or they?
No, the Crocs actually, I stole these from my cousin who stole them from my tia. These are like the.
Damn.
What was that movie
It's
called?
like Sisterhood of the
Yes,
Traveling
that's what I'm
Pants.
thinking
Yeah.
about.
But it's like
But the Crocs.
familyhood of the traveling Crocs.
Fun fact, I always
Familyhood.
said that I would never fucking wear Crocs.
Me too, but my students like together they bought me a pair of Crocs over the summer.
Oh, I was going to say then I hit my 30s. So
Oh
then
no, I would never choose to wear them, but I'm not gonna lie.
They're comfy.
Yo, it was so hard to not wear them.
Yeah, I love
comfy?
them.
I mean, I don't wear them now so much. Maybe like if it's like you're in a hotel or somewhere like that, like loungy. But I don't think I wear them like out.
Girl,
like
I'm
that.
tired. And now I see a lot of people that make like fashion statements out of it. Not that I do it. Today I only did it because I went to the gym and I didn't have no time to like pick out my shoes.
Feel you.
And it would have taken me another 30 minutes. That's just why.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
the same way. I'm worse than that. Well, we're back with Never Too Shy, and we were talking off the air, and we have our 1 year anniversary coming up, which is so insane.
Oh my goodness.
I think about that a lot.
Should we do
That's
a party?
crazy.
We should
Should we
do a party.
Should we do a party? Should we have a party?
Well, actually, maybe not.
Yeah, I was
I was
say,
about
I
to
don't know
say,
if that's possible.
are Nestor and I gonna be the only ones to be?
Right.
basically.
I mean, that's fine.
Or we
She
can
said
do
that's
it
fine.
before you guys.
Or we could Zoom you guys
Go into
in.
I mean, you could FaceTime me in, put me on an iPad or something.
Yeah, we'll put you guys on iPad.
I mean, I would love that, but if not, we can always
No.
push it maybe in the summer.
Of
Summer's
course,
always dope.
summertime
You know?
block party.
Yeah, we could do something
Never
fun.
too shy.
Never Too Shy. We have a special announcement for you guys.
What is it, Tati?
It's our 1 year anniversary.
Oh my God, it's been 1 year?
I can't believe it.
Crazy.
I
right?
know.
So what are we having, guys?
What do you think?
Well, can I just suggest?
What are you gonna suggest?
I
girl?
think we should have a party.
Wait, where is it going to be at, Tati?
So you know what? We are gonna have a party. And we're gonna have it at Zoe's Patio. If you guys
Oh
know
my
where that's
God, I
at,
love the wings
South
from there.
Side. We're Southsiders. This is
Yes.
Never Too Shy. So we gotta make sure we have it in the South
What time
Side.
is it going to be, Tati?
It's gonna be at 7:30 p.m. You're gonna eat, you gonna drink, you gonna dance, you gonna kiki. And you're going to see us and we're going to see you and we're going to
Yes.
thank you and celebrate our 1 year. We're so excited.
That's right.
See you guys there.
We're
Yes.
so excited.
Bye.
But no, we are talking about very interesting topics, but like we're gonna dive into something that I said in one of our previous episodes. I kind of left off with, and it's in regards to like losing friendships and changing friendships. I know we talk about that a lot here on the show, but I have a really unpopular, maybe popular, I don't know yet. We'll see if I get dragged to hell for this. I have an opinion about when it comes to losing friends, when you hit certain stages of life, why that happens, yada, yada, yada. So I want to dive into that. And then you guys saw the Wendy Williams documentary.
Yes.
I have not, but you guys did. And there's a lot to unpack there.
Yo.
And it kind of falls into like who has your best interest, who's got your back. You know what I mean? Like, we mentioned even like a form of karma, right? Or if like people deserve what they give out into the universe. And that could apply to Wendy Williams now. So it's really interesting.
That's what some people believe, right?
Yeah, some people do say
Yeah.
that. So I think it's going to be a very interesting topic. But before we do, let's dive into affirmations. Nestor, I want to hear yours because you literally said I have a good one, or you said something in
I
the
didn't say I have a
message.
good one. I never think that of my
Yeah, you didn't say that. I put that in your mouth.
But my affirmation goes something like this. La 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 Nestor's world. So basically my affirmation comes from the fact that I don't know if it happens to you, maybe not, because you guys seem like very put together. But part of my personality is to be who I am all the time. If you guys know me, like you know, like I want to give an example. I went to like the Botanical Chicago Botanic.
I saw
I
that.
saw you were hugging trees.
Yeah, I was
you're
hugging
hugging
trees out there.
kissing babies.
And my friends don't mean bad by it, but I get this a lot where they're like, okay, you need to not act so crazy when you're like out in public and this and that.
What?
But, or like, you know, like try to tell me to tone it down or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I want to say this to yourselves, I mean, to you guys out there watching. And then I say this to myself, like the very thing that people tell you to tone down is the very thing that makes you, you know? And so it's like, girl, shut up. Or like, I'll tell my friends, like, be quiet, because it's like, you guys know you hang out with me because I'm like that. So stop trying to change me. So going back to that thing, like it's my world, you know what I'm saying? And people are just living in it. And that's the way that I feel like everybody should live. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's my affirmation.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful. I love.
I had quotes. I had an affirmation. And then now that I think about it, I'm like, actually, I want to use, I don't even think they're 3 words. But today at work, we had a meeting. And the meeting started off where they gave us a list of like 100 values, right? And then it was like, out of these values, pick your top 10 that describe like you best, what you value. And then pick your top 5. And then highlight your top 3. That was the hardest shit to do ever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share the 3 that were my top 3. Number 1 was family. Number 2 was making a difference. And number 3 was personal growth. So I feel like that kind of aligns with like who I am, the things I talk about, what I'm passionate about, because it stems from like the making a difference. I feel like comes from how my family made a difference in my life, and they were there to support me, and they're constantly like encouraging me to grow and be better, which goes with personal growth. And then finally, because I'm constantly like pushing myself and challenging myself to be better, whether it's in a small way, a big way, internally, externally, I feel like that makes me want to do the same for other people and make a difference in their life. Not even if it's not necessarily with them themselves, but put them in better positions, find resources for them. I'm always doing for others. And I think that comes from my love for self-improvement and self-growth. So those are my values. I figured I'll share my values as my affirmation.
I love that.
I don't know if that's an
love
affirmation, but
it.
that's what I'm going to share.
Cute. Super cute. So mine is more of like, you know, I love to put a smile on people's faces, right? I love to, like, if I can do something for somebody, I will.
You always put a smile on me.
Oh, thank you. I try.
When you give me those tickets. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
know, right?
I'm kidding. No,
Speaking
you
of,
do
so right now my newest,
I'm kidding.
my newest
Tati, don't hate me.
conquer, or like my newest project is that I'm trying to set up something for my girl Tati here.
Oh my! I'll shit my pants.
I know you will.
yeah,
She will
okay.
shit your shorts. And like,
I will
I'm
buy
still working
diapers
on
for
it.
Paulina for a year.
Well, I'm gonna have a diaper on because I'll probably be post birth.
Me too.
So you'll have a diaper on for another reason.
I'll have like 2.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
wear our diapers, but I'm trying to so I have more than likely have passes to the J-Lo concert. She's coming to the concert. She's coming to Chicago, I think July
26th to
Oh,
be
okay.
exact.
Oh, there you go, July 26th.
Right after her birthday.
That is so Oh, that's her birthday. I'm like, that's somebody's
her,
birthday.
no, her,
birthday.
yeah. She's a Leo.
Yeah, no, she definitely is Leo.
Fun fact, guys. The way I'm a fan with Selena, Tati is a fan with
J-Lo, like
That's my girl.
obsessed, but like love it. And I love J-Lo too. And I always said, like, if I had a meet and greet opportunity, whatever, because last time she did have it, I just didn't know about it.
Oh,
I would have
wow.
taken her. I just didn't know. So this time I'm like being proactive and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try to get her this meet and greet. And we're like getting one step closer. So I'm hoping that we can.
I will cry right now.
I know. She's literally crying. Like,
No, literally, the
I know.
idea of
She's
it
Puerto
is freaking
Rican.
me out.
I'm a
Puerto
little nervous
Rican.
though. I'm also like, this is my job. So like, we got to be cool.
No,
But
I know how
she's
to keep
totally
it. I'll be
Oh
like-
yeah, she's like the perfect person to.
100%. 100%.
Is that how you're gonna be with J Lo crying?
No, I'll
She
try
will
to be
cry,
real cute.
but she should.
Oh, I'm gonna cry, but like I still like I won't be messy crying.
You gotta be ready for the pictures.
Like
and all
girl, the contour, the everything.
It's gonna be a look. I love it.
gonna be a look.
So I'm hoping and talking to the universe that like it does go as planned and we do get it because I know
Aw,
she's
that's so
doing
nice.
it, which is a good sign already. So
She's the best. She's the
I'm
best.
trying. I'm like, I wanna
Guys,
see
put
if I
that out
can-
there for me. And
gonna
whoever wants to
see.
give me mal de ojo, have choro.
So that's my new thing. I'm trying to work on that. I like to do things for people when I can.
That's
so I'm like,
beautiful.
I want to try. So fingers crossed, everybody. Send a positive energy because Tati deserves to meet
I
J-Lo.
do. I really do.
She does.
Oh, I love that.
I know. It
I'm
makes me
humble,
happy.
though, but I do.
It makes me happy. So I want to dive into our topic really quick, and
Yes.
it kind of like pretty much goes the opposite of what I just talked about in my information. Complete. It's really fucking, what is it, 180, 360, some shit?
180.
I always mess it up. I always say
Opposite.
360.
I always think it's
Yeah.
360. Wait, why?
But
Because
three-
180 is the exact
Halfway
opposite.
It's half. Yeah,
Okay.
360 is
360 is
just
a
going
circle.
back to where you
Okay.
were.
Yes. But so.
now that we know our degrees.
Yeah, I always fuck that up. So in the last episode, I don't even know how it got brought up, but right now I'm on like super defense mode. Like boxing gloves are out, like super defense mode. When it comes to like just my friendships, because I'm being told by a lot of different people. I mean, this is just people in different walks of life, so it's not just one person. It's like a lot of people I've heard, and the biggest thing I've heard besides the whole like, wait till the kids here, you'll be tired. Okay, I get no shit. I get that. Like I'm perpetually tired. I will always be tired. But my biggest thing that I'm hearing is like about losing friendships. And I just found it so interesting. So I asked the question to TikTok and Instagram, and I was just kind of like, okay, but like, why does it happen? Everyone says it happens, but like, what's the why? Because I have heard from people who have had kids, and that's obviously like a life change, right? For some people, if you have a kid, it's a life change.
Yeah.
And they say that
For most people.
for most people, yeah, I mean, for 99.99999. And then unless it was something deadbeat as baby daddy, you probably don't, ain't shit changing. But basically, they're like, oh, it changes your relationships with your friends. And it was interesting, the feedback that I got, because it was like very mixed, and it was just like, because of this. And then I asked people too, and I was like, even if you don't have a kid, like your perspective, you lost a friend, like why is it? And people give really interesting answers. And I just kind of felt like I wanted to talk about it because I'm just like, but I have a theory. And it's a little unpopular. And I'm sorry if this hurts anybody's feelings. I swear I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. But I thought about it, and I was like, maybe you just weren't liked. Like, that person didn't like you as much as you think they did, or they weren't a friend. And
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
okay, if you lose a friend, that doesn't shock me because that's just life, and that's not like the shocking like fucking thing to me. But if I'm just being honest, if you lose like a whole group of them, or just, you know what I'm saying, these people just fickle out of your life, then I look at it like, were you even liked to begin with? Because why would a kid or any life event change that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think about that. I think about that. Have you guys ever lost friends to parenthood or to?
No.
Are you guys parents?
No, I think you're like if somebody.
I'm the opposite,
I
yeah.
wouldn't say I lost I lost a friend to parenthood, but I will say like it kind of fizzled. Like I still have them on social media and like I'll comment,
Fair.
but
Yeah.
like we don't have the same friendship we did. And it's not like for anything like too serious. It's really distance. She lives really far.
Okay.
And just like
that happens too.
she is a single mother too, so child care plays a big role. Where I mean, like as far as like going out and like going to dinner, even like it's hard. So I have no problem going over there to visit, but I think I haven't really done my best at like reaching out and making time for it because
Fair.
that is something you need to give like allotted time for, especially the
Yeah.
driving part back and forth.
Yeah.
But I do think about her and like reach out here and there. But I will say, as close as our friendship was, it's not as close. But that started even before she had her baby. It started with her relationship. She wasn't in the best relationship.
Got
and
you.
overall, he kind of distanced herself from the world
Really?
for a bit. So,
Yeah.
And again, that wasn't anything like I took out against her. But I think it just fizzled out. We're not the same.
For me, you know what? I'm thinking about it right now. I had a friend, and shout out Jazzy, and I feel so bad because I feel like I was like that friend who like hasn't even reached out at all. Like
Okay.
she'll like
That's real. You own it.
she'll
Yeah.
she'll comment on my stories, and her baby's actually 2 already.
Yeah.
Or
Mine's
3.
like 4
my
or
God.
5.
Wow.
I've
I
only seen him 3 times. So
I forgot how old, and she's constantly like checking up on me, and I feel like bad because she was already in a situation, and so I feel like those are the things that I feel like I try to be like the best type of friend that I can be,
For
but I
sure.
feel like there's times where like I suck, and I suck to the wrong people. You know what I'm saying?
That's some real shit though.
Like I suck to the wrong people because she was one of those people that I would be going through hell and shit, and then like I would crash out when I got my windows broken. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I
at
remember
my
that.
store, or like different situations. Something would happen with my siblings. I would get into it with my siblings. I would get my heart broken. And I remember like she was one of those people that I would be able to run to her house in the middle of the night. She'll let me sleep over. Not only that, she would cook for me.
Yeah,
she
she
would
took
let
care
me
of you.
stay there for days, like while I was going through it. And I feel so bad about it because now that you think about it, I don't feel like I've reached out enough. And I feel like she was one of those friends that wasn't just a party friend. You know what I mean? It wasn't one of those people that, because I have a lot of those people in my life where like they like to suck the life out of me. And not in that way, but in the way where like they just like they're
Yeah.
mooching off my energy, and I'm like, stop mooching off my energy. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
she wasn't one of those people, you know, and so I feel so bad about her. She got pregnant. I was hanging out with her through her pregnancy. You know, I will give myself that credit, you know, not to toot my own horn, but after she gave birth, I didn't, you know, like those things are special, and I feel like she's checked up on me. So
That's nice that she
I think
did
I'm
that.
a bad friend, guys. To my
Well,
all my pregnant.
but you know what? That's the beautiful thing about this podcast, right? Because people will probably assume we're gonna talk about like how other people are shitty, but like, shoot, I don't think I've been the best friend to the girl I'm talking about either. I haven't checked up as much as I could have or should have, and you're doing that. So like, we're holding ourselves accountable.
get
And now,
that.
what are we gonna do about that? That's the question. I'm gonna text her tomorrow.
That is so sweet.
I don't know if I have time to go see her yet, but I will text her and
a
tell her
start.
I thought about her and that I would. My intention is there. I just need to make it a priority.
I will say this for my brunch. For my birthday brunch last year, I said, I don't care, because it was going to be at Canton.
Yeah.
And I told her, I don't care if nobody else brings their kid. I'm like, you could bring your kid, you know, like, because she meant that much to me, but she didn't end up coming because of her
That's
kid.
nice.
So, I mean, I guess it's happened on both ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think it's like a both end thing, and I want to dive into that as well. Producer Marco, did you ever feel that when you had your first kid, now going on your second, like you've lost a friend or friendships, or things just maybe like changed for you dynamically?
I think definitely the dynamic changes. I think talking to like you guys feeling like you don't reach out, or like the fact that you don't see the kids. It's tough having a kid, like, you know, you're always busy. You get home and like sometimes in my situation, there's only one day, like Paulina says, my family day. There's only one day that I hang out with Madeline all day. But some people have weekends off, whatever it is. So I don't hold it against anyone for not seeing my kid. But I will say that for me, at least my friends and the people I hold close, it's kind of been the opposite. It's kind of been like I have my cousin who's basically like my brother who comes and visits Madeline very frequently often. And he'll reach out to be like, hey, when can I come over?
Right.
Like, when are you guys home? Like, when can I do this? And I don't have a lot of friends to start with, but I do feel like it's different type of connections or friends or relationships of like the people who are closest to you should still be in contact with you. And the people who are a little bit more distant, social media friends, everything else, it's okay if they check in, they comment on stories and things like that.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
A lot of muchas veces like you're just thinking about you're assuming shit. You know what I'm saying? You're assuming that you might like, especially like if you're not a parent, you're like the parent, that person's a parent now.
Yeah.
I don't want to bother them. You know, I think a lot of
That's
the times,
what they're saying.
Absolutely. Yeah.
and so it's like no lo haces al propósito. You know what I mean? So it's like you're not always trying to be intentionally trying to hurt that person
Right.
or whatever. You're just going off assumption. You know what I mean?
That's true. Because actually, this past weekend on Sunday, I went to go visit one of my college friends, and she had 2 kids. This is my first time meeting her kids, 2 under 2, and her husband. I think the last time I saw her was like right after her wedding, which was in 2019.
Yeah.
And so when I was there, her husband was cooking dinner for us, and she was doing this. And I told her I would love to see her again. Like, I really enjoyed it. But I told her, I don't want you to feel like you have to cook. You have to do this. Like, I will bring food. Like, I'm not coming here for you to serve me. I'm coming to like spend time with you, play with your kids. Cause that's another thing. When I come, I don't come empty handed, but I don't come with the expectation of you're going to cook for me and like wait on me hand and foot. If anything, I want to give you like a helping hand as far as like playing with your kids. So you could just like relax too. And like feel not as like, I don't want to say not on mommy mode. You never stop mommy mode, but like, I could play with this baby while you're giving that one a bath, you know? Like, I want to be helpful in that way, too.
I'm sorry, Tati, you're a better person than me because when I go, I'm like, I'm going to go and we're going to enjoy ourselves like...
Lock the kids in a room.
I love kids and babies. So, like, I just want to play with
She
the
got baby
babies.
fever, guys, but...
No, I don't have baby fever.
I have like...
I have other people baby love. Not
I
mine.
want to go
Not yet.
and talk tea with my friend. I want to go, like, before I would drink, but now we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But I want to go watch a movie. I want to go fucking eat. I want to make
but that's not always possible.
some quesadilla. But I could
But
do
you can
it.
make it possible.
No, I understand.
That's my
but,
argument too.
Like, as a parent, right?
100%.
Like,
It's not always possible.
It's more difficult because we have to take extra steps, right?
Oh, definitely.
Because if I want to go out to eat or go to the movies or hang out or do things like that, someone has to take care of the kid.
Oh, no. So what
So I have to either ask my partner or find a babysitter or do extra steps. Where Tati's
Correct.
point is, instead of me making time for you, you come into my world and you help me in my own world, in my bubble.
But can you do both?
No, that's what I was going to say. Definitely. Like, I wasn't referring to, like, we go out to places.
You were saying...
I was saying, I'm going to go to your
why-
house, but I'm not watching your kid. Like,
Yeah, he
like,
wants
But
to
he's
like spend
honest.
time with
like,
you,
I'll
not
go
your
make
baby.
you a quesadilla in your kitchen.
I'll burn your tortilla.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I will make pasta. Like, I'm not gonna make you a mole because I'm not like that, like savvy when it comes to cooking.
Oh my gosh.
But I want to go have tea and do that with you.
Yeah.
But if I could be honest, I'm not gonna go to your
Yeah.
house and watch your kid or carry your kid. I have this big thing. Hear me.
Now you know,
I
now you
have
know,
to say,
Paulina.
I
Now
have
you
this-
know.
Damn it.
I
He ain't
have this
coming
big
for
thing.
that.
I'm just being honest, guys.
But he'll make you a quesadilla.
I have this big thing. I will not carry a kid. I don't care if they're my nephew or my niece till they're at least 2 years old. The reason being is because when I was 9 years old or 8 years old,
Yeah.
my tia used to live in our attic, and one time she was downstairs having some tea with my mom.
Okay.
But not literal tea, but like having tea. And I remember she sending us upstairs or sending me upstairs to go get her baby. And she was in like
Oh, God.
a little bouncy thing.
What did you?
I didn't know that the bouncy thing was gonna like come off. Dude, the fucking bouncy thing handle came off and the baby fell and broke her arm.
Oh, that's not funny.
Her arm!
Oh no. I'm sorry.
I was more traumatized than anything, so that's why I was 8 years old.
That was the last time you ever held a baby.
Yeah.
I did
So
not think that was
Going-
gonna go there.
I mean, if you drop a baby at 3 years old, they could still break their arm.
yeah, I know,
You can
but
drop me, I'll break my arm.
but it's a little bit harder. But it goes back to my point. If I go over my friend's house who just had a baby, I'm not carrying your kid. And
Okay,
I'm thinking
okay.
I'm doing you a favor by doing that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
please don't.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be
So,
fair,
arm
I
breaker.
didn't carry any kids before I had Madeline.
Yeah, I don't think no one wants you to carry their kid. But okay,
No,
so
I'll
see,
carry your
that's
kid.
a great point and great conversation to have because I'm so on the fence about this.
About
and
what?
I'll tell you right now, again, not trying to hurt feelings, but I guarantee you when this baby comes out of me, I will probably change my mind. I know I will. But I look at it as why can't I preserve my friendship with you? I will, of course, come see your baby. I will hold your, I'm not like Nestor. I will hold your baby. I will play with your baby. But why can't we maintain a part of our life that we once used to share? Maybe we used to go to dinner. Maybe we used to, I'm not saying either that we got to go to the club and get crazy. Everyone in my comments in that video was like, it's because we don't want to club anymore. Nobody's fucking trying to club all the time. Like, if you go to the club all the time, cool.
I'm not trying to club it. I don't have
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not always about the club or the club friends. And then, first of all, your club friends are not your friends. Those are your party friends. I learned that
Exactly.
when I got into a relationship. Like, no shade, but like, I didn't lose friends, but I didn't see a lot of people anymore because they were my going out, like, party weekend friends. And that's okay because they were there at that time when I was trying to do that.
Yeah.
Now I'm in a different phase of my life, so I don't
They have their
party with
season.
them. Thank you. And that's and there's no shade to them. They are the coolest people I've ever fucking met. And I still
to
talk
us.
to them next to these people. And I still talk to them on social and like I see their lives. A lot of them too don't even club anymore. But you get what I'm trying to say? Like you got your seasoned friends or you got your friends that you party with or that you do this with. Maybe it's play volleyball with. I'm making things up. You dance with, whatever it might be. My point though is I will come visit your baby. I will play with your baby. I will hold your baby. But why can't we just do something where it's kind of just us? And I understand the logistical, the planning, but isn't that what it is? Planning?
You know what it is? I think a lot of friendships, you know how you started off with like, maybe they didn't like you as much as you thought they
That's kind of my hot take.
So my thing, now that I think about it, as you were talking, I had another epiphany. So I think it isn't that they didn't like you as much as you think or whatever.
What do you
I think
think
it
it
was
is?
more that the friendship was more superficial than what you thought it was.
Really?
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So because a lot of times, like for me, not necessarily with obviously I can't give birth. I mean, I can't get pregnant or anything like that.
Hey,
But
you know.
with the alcohol, not drinking, I've realized that a lot of my friendships are superficial. You know, they come over to my house because they still want to come over.
Of course.
And they come over, and when we sit down and we talk and we try to talk, I can tell it's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell that the glue that connected us was the alcohol. You know what I'm saying?
I
Or was
see.
like the
Yeah, that's
fuckery
real.
that comes
Yeah.
with the alcohol. And so that's the thing that I've realized how superficial they were in the friendship, and also how superficial I was in the friendship. Because a lot of times we want to put the blame. That's the way our mechanism. We always want to blame the other person. But it's like I can say like myself that I was part of that problem of adding that superficial way of being with our friendship. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And so that would be my take. Like, it isn't that they didn't like you. It was that you guys liked something about yourselves that really wasn't you. It was more just the alcohol. It was more the setting.
There was something that kept
Yeah,
you kind of
something.
glued.
Yeah.
I also think, adding on to that and what you said, somebody once told me, because like, you know, when people want to make plans or do this, oftentimes I'll be like, I don't know, I'm so busy.
I
Right?
wanna talk
I'll
about
say,
that,
I'm
yeah.
so busy.
Yeah.
So then somebody literally told me, every time you say, I don't know, I'm busy, I'll see, replace that with, this is not a priority to me. So in any situation you tell somebody I'm busy, I'll see, just instead think about saying this is not a priority for me. And it hits different. Instead of like you ask me to do something, I'm like, let me see, I'm really busy. If I straight up say it's not a priority for me, that's direct as fuck, right? And so it's kind of like a reality check for yourself. Like, is it really not a priority for you? Because you could make time. If you really wanted to, you can. And a realization for like the other person, like you're not a priority to them. So they're giving you the runaround. So that's what I think about that situation. When you said like, can it happen? It takes planning and time to like set it up where you'll have a sitter or somebody to be with the baby so you could go to dinner. For sure. But are they going to do that because it's not a priority for them?
That is fair. Because like devil's advocate, like if we were to say like, if I was to say, let's just say I don't have kids, I'm not pregnant, whatever. Like, and I ask you to dinner and you're like, well, I have to check because I need a sitter or whatever. It's like, but let's just say I give you time. I give you like advance, right? Time in advance. Literally, like hey, a month, 3 weeks, whatever, right? Where it's like a reasonable amount of time.
May 3rd. Like,
and I have a friend who does this. I mean, he openly admits it. He goes like, I use my kid as an excuse all the time, which I thought was like really bold to say, but
true story.
You know, people do. So like, if I was to say, hey, let's do dinner on, March 29th, and you're literally telling me you can't make that happen, like at what point is that your fault versus my fault?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I do. I understand. I think in that situation, like if it was really me, like I would be like, yeah, unless my kids can come, I'm good, bro. Like we'll talk later, or like that's how I feel. Because for me, I think there's something beautiful in transitioning into a different level or different time of your life and being a parent with your friends. And I think the friends who want to be parents and who are ready to kind of grow up into that next level will grow up with you. Like you won't lose the people who actually will be there. Because the other thing you have to think about too is, do you want people in your children's life who aren't going to be there long term?
Absolutely.
And that's the point, right? If this person isn't making time to come be with me and my family, my child, do I even want them in my life?
Because your child's part of you now.
Correct.
Like,
my child's not going to leave.
Yeah.
So one thing is different where, going out for a girls' night or going out to dinner like that. But if that's the leading idea versus coming and being part of the family circle, then there's a problem there. Yeah. Because then the people who are leading with that aren't ready to transition into and some people aren't. Like we talked about before. Friends are like leaves or branches, right? Yep. You have different friends for different things.
Steve Harvey said that.
All right, whatever, Steve Harvey.
I quoted him.
And maybe you just aren't meant to have friends who are in your life once you have kids, No shade. There's people who like kids. There's people who don't like kids. There's people who want to hold babies.
Right.
There's people who don't want to hold babies.
Maybe it's that simple, and maybe I'm overcomplicating it.
No, I think the thing is that what I see is that some people, they want to be everything, which is not bad. Everything that has to do with
their life change.
Them is like,
family.
Not like he said, it includes my kids. Some people though, they don't want that. Some people,
I want to talk about that. Yeah.
Some people, even though they're parents, they want to be like considered as a friend and not be always connected to them being a parent.
Your identity is a parent.
That's what I was gonna say. Like your identity, I hear this a lot, and
I'm one of them. I don't want to be identified as that. I mean, I'm a mother, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be identified as just that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I feel as someone who, honestly, I never had these type of like thoughts before I had a kid, but as someone who has a kid now, soon to be 2, there's nothing more than I want to do than be identified as my children's father. Like to me, it's not necessarily losing my identity. If anything, it's becoming a better man and better person.
And I think that's beautiful. But also, I do believe that I respect everybody's like.
I think it's a mixture of like both of you. I think it's like, I don't want to be identified as just this. However, you can say I am this and this and this and this, but maybe what I value the most is the father role, is the mother role. Yeah. So I can identify as all these things, but I know the one I hold with the utmost value is my role as a mother, is my role as a father. I think that's fair to say, where it's like, I don't just want to be a mother. Well, you're not, but maybe that's the one you just value the most, and you want people to see you for that the most, right? Like that could be.
And we also have to remember, like sometimes people over exaggerate that like this is the end of my world. This is like 3, 4, 5 years of your life, really. Once your child gets old enough, once they get old enough, you have so much more freedom. They have more time alone. They can hang out. They can hang out with other kids. They can do other things. Like right now, when you have to be most focused on your children, are the first 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, like
And I
5
think
years,
that's
yeah.
that's
But
a
also-
small part. That's like a few pages of the book of your life.
But also, it's like the transitioning stage from not a parent to now I'm a parent, and it's like,
It's tough.
where is my social life in all of this? So I think that's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
the transitioning period for that person.
Something's
who's-
got to go. Something's got to give. You can't
Yeah.
have everything.
I'm not saying what
You gotta
should and what
compromise.
should not because I'm not there.
And
But
reevaluate, I guess.
I have a couple thoughts, and I feel like, I mean, there is statistically, there's backup to this. You said that being a father makes you a better man. And are you talking about to yourself and to society's eyes, or to who?
Genuinely, I think through society's eyes. Because
Okay.
to me, the way that I look at it, it's like it makes me more empathetic. It makes me more in touch with my.
It makes you more liked. It
being,
makes
a,
you.
it being an active father, not just a baby daddy /
Correct.
sperm donor.
Correct, being an active father.
So there's
it does make
studies.
me more liked. Actually,
Yeah.
that's funny because Lucy and I talked about how people come up to me now more when I'm holding Madeline or when they see that I have a kid.
Okay.
Because before I had resting bitch face, so no one would ever talk to me.
Exactly.
No one would ever. Now everyone's like, "Oh no!" I'm like, "Bro, I don't want to talk to you." Get the
Right,
fuck
but
out
you
of
look.
here."
It looks like you do with your kid, and I think in the studies that I've seen,
Yeah.
it's proven that men get an advantage more in life. They get further in life in society when they become a father versus when a woman becomes a mother, because we're seen as like we're weaker in the sense of like we can do less now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like women do not get promoted at work
No.
in corporate once they have a kid.
With or without kids.
Thank you, with or without, but put a kid on top of that and see if you can get promoted. Your pay compensation usually stays the same or decreases, doesn't really go up. There's a whole like study on this, and I'm on like the TikTok algorithm now too, where they talk about this. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
But men are, because you guys already are men, but now add this like nurturing, add this like provider, add this father figure into that role. Like, it's only to the stars for you guys. So I think society views us different. And if you know the old saying, when I'm with the kid, I'm a mother and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But oh, look at daddy taking care of the kids. He's babysitting his own fucking kids.
But
That's society's
don't
fault.
you think that women, a lot of women that are mothers now, don't you think that they are changing the game of that? That was what it was.
I'm praying they are. We are.
Yes and no. It's like going back to society in general. Like, yeah, they want to change, but the rest of society has to change as well. And she's right. Like, women, when they have children, are looked at less dependable because they have to go home.
Thank you.
They have to take care of the kid. Like, they can't work overtime. They can't put their careers first.
Oh, then there's mommy guilt.
I mean, there is.
And
there's
there's
still
like
mommy guilt.
the other side is like you're prioritizing your career, you're prioritizing
What about my
it when
kids?
really a woman's most fulfilling job or their main role should be at home raising their children.
That's a hot
doing
take,
that.
dog.
That is a hot take.
No, but I'm saying I'm
a
giving
good take,
you
but
the
it's-
other.
I see what you're saying.
I'm giving you the other side.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Paulina though that like society as a whole, it sucks that we are in there, but I do see like that's part of it, and it's tough. I mean, you're gonna be a working mom,
Yeah.
So that's like the other part of it too, right? Being a working mom in general
Yeah.
is extremely difficult because you have to get up
Absolutely.
early, especially for your job.
Yeah, I have a non-normal job.
Is that,
Exactly.
is that why you're so like adamant about like going back to work right away?
Yes, I am so attached to the idea of going back for a couple of reasons. And I think for me, number one, it's, I'm not going to lie, I'm really scared to lose my identity. And and I say this all the time, I have a very non-traditional job. I don't work like a 9 to 5. I don't work in corporate, like a corporate setting where I'm like at a desk. I'm and I'm not at a job where like I'm even there. I'm paid for a full 8 hours. I'm full time, but like we don't go on the radio for 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? There's other elements that apply to that 8 hours, but it's not talking on the radio for 8 hours. So I always say I'm very lucky, like, you know, because I know that it's a place of privilege, in my opinion, to be able to be home by 10:30, 11 a.m. to be with my kid when working moms don't get home till 5 p.m., 6 p.m. That is very different. So I know that I'm going to come from a place of privilege and still have a full-time job, right, where it's full-time. That is I'll forever be grateful for that opportunity. But I'm also very scared of, like we talked about, like society viewing me as like
less
than or that I'm not capable, or even just the fact that like I'm a mother and it's my whole identity. And like, don't get me wrong, there are some women who love that, and I love that for them. Like they make that their identity. And like, listen, we've all made something our identity at one point. Okay, I made radio girl my identity for years, and I learned like I'm more than radio girl, you know. So like I always say I'm more than a future like mother, right? Mother to be. I'm more than a radio girl. I'm more than a fucking spray tan business owner. Like I'm human, right? I'm me. Like you mentioned your affirmations, like your number 2 important thing was to make a difference.
Make a difference.
That's always been like so big for me, always. And it's like whatever way I can, I want to make a difference.
Yeah.
So like for me, I've learned to take away like titles as my personality and just more of like who I am, what my values are.
Yeah.
Like I want to raise a daughter, a strong, you know, independent like girl who is like smart and witty, and she's just like independent and doesn't take shit from anyone. The opposite of me, basically. I'm trying to raise that. I'm like, I want her to be like.
So you think is the opposite of you.
Oh, you're sweet. I know, but I think of it as like, you know, I want her to like not have to like learn the shit that I had to learn and unlearn, like the people pleasing and this and that. You know what I mean? I want her to like stand on business, whatever that is. It's like what she wants to do and how she feels about stuff. And even like as far as like being like empathetic and stuff, like I don't know if you teach someone that, but like her
you lead by example.
For sure. Like her
nature versus nurture.
I love that. Like her first birthday, like I already said it, like
throw them once. Stripper edition.
Well, my mom thinks that strippers are coming to her birthday party, but I did tell Javi, I was like, I don't want her. I don't know how bad this is, and if this is like a bad idea, please tell me now. But like, I don't want her to get gifts to her for her birthday, like especially when she's so little. I know I'm a weirdo. I want people, if they feel inclined to give a gift, to give a gift, but it would go to like an organization in Chicago for like kids, like Toys for Tots or something.
I was gonna say to her college tuition.
Well, that's cool too.
Fund.
We love college.
Like, don't give me a physical gift.
To
Just put money in this account towards her college tuition.
Yeah, I mean,
or something post-secondary.
I would love if like we could
my retirement.
her retirement fund. I'm just kidding. Her, what is it called? Her high yield
401k.
savings account, her 401k. No, I want people to like, if they feel inclined to do that, it's really sweet. Like to donate, like we would donate to like just like for kids in need, or even like animal shelter. I'm a huge animal lover.
She'll grow up learning that and
I know, but I don't want to take away from her birthday experience either. Like my kid never had a fucking birthday party celebration, and she's gonna get spoiled to death. Like I know both her grandmas.
Yep.
She will be spoiled to death.
Absolutely.
By everybody. But like I just feel like for these things I want her to learn like to think of others, you know?
Yeah.
And I think more and more you're embodying that. You know what I'm saying? Like even pushing yourself to, and not that you have to do that. Not that you have to like have this baby and go back to work and do this and do that. But I think because you already have that spirit of wanting to like, that spirit of excellence. You know, we were talking about it yesterday. We're working on something and we're trying to work on something, and
It's gonna happen.
Tati was
somewhere.
Tati was already on it, and so I feel like I see you doing that too. You know, it's different. We're all different, but I see you trying to embody what you want your daughter to be. You know, and so
I think 3 things. So then we can move on to the next part. 3 things, and I want to make this very clear because we're almost a year later. Okay. Number 1, I think being a mother is the hardest job on earth.
Planet Earth, yes.
Planet Earth, the Milky Way, all around.
Every fucking galaxy.
I think that is the hardest job on earth.
Yes,
okay?
I agree.
Number 2, I think being a stay-at-home mother is, on top of that, harder. I will say that.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I never said it wasn't. I'm just saying it again.
What you doing all day?
From episode 1.
But again, I'm saying it again, though. Whatever.
So what?
And then number 3, I think being a working mother is just as freaking hard.
It's all hard.
It's all hard because as a mother, it's never about you anymore as much as you want it to be the identity. But the fact is, baby comes first. And my hot take, I feel like it should be like that. As a parent, your baby is first. Before yourself, it's your baby. Now you should want to better yourself and make sure you are okay mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in all the ways. Yeah. Not just for yourself, but for your baby, so you could raise them with those values and physically healthy. Be there so you could be present in your baby's life for those reasons.
To your last point, I don't completely agree, but yeah.
But
I complete with the other stuff.
so yeah, that is my hot take on this. Just in case y'all
love it.
You know, whatever.
I love
But I agree with most of what she said.
Yeah. So let's talk about Wendy Williams.
Yes, I gotta hear about this. I didn't watch
You
the
know what's
documentary.
crazy? Like I was just,
Because I got my hot take.
do you want to go?
You want me to go?
Yeah, go first.
Okay, one.
Since you're on a roll now.
I genuinely feel really sorry for her. I do
Because
feel
what
like
she's going through
because
today.
what she's going through. Like if
Yeah.
you for those, I don't want to spoil anything.
No, but you can give a backstory.
Yeah, I'll give a
about-
quick synopsis. So there is this 4-part documentary on Wendy Williams' life. They started recording in 2021, I believe. And so they recorded for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. They stopped recording end of 2022, I believe. But long story short, Wendy Williams was not doing well, and her family revealed that the doctor said she had alcohol-induced dementia. Okay. So then that led to apparently the bank, I forgot what bank it was, closing her accounts and putting her on a guardianship. So she cannot make any financial decisions or anything regarding her life without a guardian. The fucked up part is the guardian is just a random person. They didn't give guardianship to her son, to her sister, anybody in her family. And the argument is, if you watch this documentary, it's like a decline. She's getting worse and worse and worse under this guardianship. And the question is, like, isn't the guardianship supposed to be useful, helpful, effective? And it's clearly not. And then you see the family's perspective, and you see that they want to be there for her. They want her to live with them so they could take care of her, because they said, we don't care about career, like who she is in front of the TV. We care about her, like mentally, emotionally, health wise. She is not okay. And so I think that kind of goes into what we were talking about earlier, like people who are really in your circle, who you consider friends or people you love, they want the best for you by any means necessary. And I feel like Wendy Williams' family, all options just got taken away from them, and they're so helpless. It's really sad.
Yeah.
So that's my take on the whole Wendy Williams thing. I think it's so sad. There's altering like other opinions, but that was just my.
You watched the Lifetime one, right?
I don't know the 4-part one.
So I watched the Hulu one. I
Is that not the same thing?
No, the Hulu is it's like a one episode
Oh,
then no.
thing, and then the Lifetime is like a 4-part.
Yeah.
episode
I didn't
or
know that.
something. I just think it's really sad. Like
It is sad.
I don't know. Oh, man. It's crazy how you can go from being this personality, and I honestly think a lot of this was provoked by her husband.
Yeah, it was her
Yeah.
husband cheated on her, had a baby on her with somebody else. Her mother died, and then COVID happened. So all those 3 things happened to her right, like almost at the same time.
They're, like, back to
So
back.
they're saying like that is probably what caused her to like turn to alcohol. And I think also just the pressures of like Hollywood and being on TV could have added to it.
Yeah.
Because think about it, we all have gone through some like trauma or dark times in our life. Imagine if that was in headlines,
Right.
in blogs.
I think about that a lot.
There's times that I feel like that I've gone through really bad, like traumatic, like things because I am caused by either my friends or not friends, but like people in school, growing up, or my own family. And a lot of times what I feel like the way what it's cost me is when I'm trying to say something, I feel like I can't get those words out because I feel like I'm overthinking shit in my head. So I think about her, I think about Wendy, and I think about Wendy. I think about her, and I think about all these things that I feel that are happening to her are just that. Like, I don't think, and this is, you can correct me or whatever. Not correct me, but anyone could have their own opinion.
Of course, it's your hot take.
But I don't think any of what she's going through is permanent. I think for me, my opinion is that if she has like a longer period of like rest time and not obviously like doing alcohol. In the show, you see a lot of her doing. She used to do a lot of coke for like her whole life. So basically, and she talks about it in the
Yeah, she says she stopped when she wanted to have a baby.
Yeah, she did it a lot because she had I guess the worst segment in radio. Basically, like I guess it's like the 2 to 5 or
Like the time slot.
the time slot. And so because of that, she started doing a lot of coke. You know, and
Because of her time slot?
Yeah, her time slot. So
wow.
she would do a lot of coke to stay up throughout the whole night.
Oh, she was
Yeah.
2 a.m.
overnight.
to 5
Yeah.
a.m.?
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's...
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
2 a.m.
What?
Why was she doing 2 a.m.? Was it the beginning of her career?
This is in the beginning of her career.
Well, we all done 2 to 5.
Yeah, but were
I
you
don't do
doing
coke?
coke?
Hell no.
That's what I'm saying. So a lot of the
But she needed to stay up. It was more like to...
exactly a lot of the shit that happened
Yeah.
basically has happened because of abuse, whether it's
Some form of abuse, yeah.
abusing alcohol, abusing drugs.
Yeah.
I think her boo really fucked her up. I think for me that really fucked her up a lot.
And losing her mother.
I don't know. I think it was because when you hear the documentary, it's a lot about him. Like a lot of her thing goes
What's his
back
name, Kevin?
Yeah.
and not just him. Now that I think about it, the dad too. You know how she in the Hulu one, she talked about how her dad, the things that you're supposed to hear from your dad are like, you know, you're a beautiful princess and this and that. And the first thing that she heard from her dad was her dad talking about her weight.
Oh, see,
You know,
that wasn't in this.
Yeah, so
documentary.
going from
If
that,
anything, he was highlighted in a very different light in this one.
No,
So that's
he-
interesting.
he was also highlighted in the Hulu one, and he was able to talk. You know how they have
Yeah,
them,
the interviews.
have their little interview. So he still does that, but she talks about it. You know, she talks
Yeah.
about that, and she goes from that to then talking about her boo and her ex. Basically, that was the rest of the documentary that I seen. That she just kept talking about it. So I know that there was, you know, and if I could be a little bit real, when I talked about when I got molested and stuff. And so for me, I feel like that fucked me up really bad.
Yeah.
The person that molested me actually made me believe, and this is completely different. It's still like, in a sense, like violence, I guess, or abuse,
Yeah.
but in a different way. But I remember when that person, it was crazy. You know, I thought I was in a relationship with someone that I wasn't supposed to be in a relationship. And that fucked me up really bad. I myself ended up, you know, going through a lot of counseling and stuff like that when I was younger. And so I think I think about that time period where that person kind of like broke it off with me. And I was like I was a teenager, you know what I'm saying? So going from that and like just all the mental shit that was going through,
It took a toll on
it
you.
took a toll. Like
In
I
all
felt
different
like
ways.
I felt like I wanted to die as a fucking kid. So I think about this lady who gave this person basically her career. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he took a lot of the, you know, in the documentary, it talks about how he bought a whole house, you know, with this girl from her money, from her job or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a lot of that.
I feel like the big message that we could all take from this Wendy Williams story in general is the people in your inner circle and who surround you hold so much power.
Facts.
Intentionally and unintentionally.
Yes.
They have so much power in like building you up and breaking you down, whether you realize it or not. And I think that's why when it comes to friendships, especially because like family, you know, you can't choose family, but when you're at an age, you can cut that shit off. But as far as friendships go, I think this is a great lesson for you to really think like, if I was in the worst situation, I was in the biggest rut of my life, like who would be the people that will build me up out of it or find the resources to help me, or who would be the people that'll be like, oh wow, poor her.
Yeah. And yeah, that's why going back to what
Yeah.
you were saying, like sometimes it's okay to not have those people in your life. You know, the people that aren't really going to be there for you, the people that are they're superficial friendships.
Right.
Piggybacking off what she just said.
Yeah.
It's so important. I thank God that I have people that, help me and my mom and
absolutely.
have helped me along the way
Yeah.
and allowed me to realize a lot of the shit that I needed to realize, and I now can see when someone is just clearly going through something very traumatic and how it's affecting their career, how it's affecting their conversation, and how it's affecting every single part of them,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is a takeaway. I gotta watch this. Is it Lifetime or Hulu? Which
Well,
one
I
is it
watched
on?
mine on Lifetime, so I guess there's 2 separate ones.
No, it's both. I think in the Lifetime one, I hear she looks crazier.
She looks really crazy. She like randomly cries, sleeps, and says weird things, and she's like really rude to people. Like the way she like yells at them, like "No, you idiot!" Like they're
no.
she's very rude, and that kind of goes into like what other people are saying is this is Wendy Williams' karma.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. One
What one
died. This one in front of me.
Oh,
But we still have the other one, right?
Yeah, that's fine. We're wrapping up anyway.
Yeah.
I gotta
What
go.
were you saying? Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of people are arguing that this is her karma because of her line of work involves her spilling tea and basically commenting and talking about other people's lives for
Yes.
entertainment.
I mean, her career was
That was her career,
Really
right?
that,
Radio
yeah.
and then the Wendy Williams show. How you doing, right? And
How
so
you
now
doing?
people feel like she put all that energy into the universe. It came back at her. Now, to a certain extent, I agree with that concept, but I wouldn't say I ever wish something like that on somebody.
Agreed.
But I do believe people who put all this negative energy into the universe, it comes right around and it bites them in the ass. So like people who question like, why do I always have this trouble? Why am I always looked at as like a bad guy? Why am I this? Well, what energy are you putting out there?
I do and I don't agree with that only because of the reason that, and more I'm having to like really think about this. That look at all the energy that was put towards her or spoken into her life, by her dad, the person that's supposed to love you. You know what I'm
Protect you,
saying?
yeah.
And so, so I do and I don't agree with that only for the fact that, like, how lucky are we to sometimes have like such a like good family, come from
Absolutely.
a supportive parents and stuff
Agreed.
like that. And so, but and then also. The other take is like we were entertained by her, you know what I'm saying?
for
And so
sure.
she brought so much entertainment.
yeah,
Yeah.
like she,
Absolutely.
in the Hulu documentary, you hear a lot of people that are like big, like people in show
Media,
business
yeah,
and
yeah.
media speak highly of her.
Yeah.
Andy, like so
Andy
many
Cohen?
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel indifferent about that. And like you said,
I mean, it was her job. She did her job well.
Very
right?
well,
I
yeah.
think there is a difference, kind of like the argument of separate the artist from the person.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I say in this case, it's kind of like that's her career. She has to be a little messy or like, talk her talk,
little
spill
polarizing.
her tea. She kind of has to in order to get the views, right? In order to get people talking. But at the same time, does that fully match who she is off camera? And who are we? We don't know her. I don't know her. I don't talk to her.
Personally, no.
Yeah.
That's a great point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it now. You guys got me intrigued.
Yeah,
but
it's-
I hope
it's
she gets
really
better.
good.
and she, fun fact, I believe she used to work at Kiss FM too.
I know. I gotta look into that. I know Hot
Yeah.
97 for sure. Her and Angie Martinez. They actually got into a scuffle in the hallway. But I'm really curious if it was Kiss FM.
Look into it.
I
If-
am.
If I'm wrong,
sure
I
she
owe you
did.
$20, maybe.
And eyebrows. You owe me
Y'all
eyebrows.
heard it here first.
yeah, some eyebrows.
Brow
On the
bro.
next episode, after we research, we'll
Yes.
open
Yeah.
with that.
I gotta
But
go
I
home and
believe,
research.
I believe that.
I'm gonna look into it. Well, thank you guys for tuning in another episode. We love you so damn much. We're gonna have a 1 year anniversary kind of episode dropping soon. We're gonna be talking about a lot of other stuff. There'll be more babies born by then. So
More
it's a lot of
babies
stuff
born.
going on.
Not us.
babies.
though.
We love you guys. Follow me at Paulina Rowe
At Talk with Tati.
At the bra, bro.
and at Never Too Shy Pod. Thank you guys.
Bye.